I want to see Vecna's heart on a platter.
Tonight, the first 4 episodes of Stranger Things Season 5 release on Netflix at 8 p.m. Eastern Time or 5 Pacific. Let's talk about 5 predictions I have for the final season in today's video. Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies and TV shows. If you're excited for Stranger Things Season 5 tonight, just like myself, then make sure to like this video and subscribe for more updates on your favorite upcoming horror films and series. Also, the best way to support this page is by becoming a channel member or Patreon supporter, where you'll get an extra review video in the horror realm each week. Another great way to support the channel is by checking out the merch store with a lot of really cool horror-themed designs. Thank you to everybody who supports the page. Now let's get into this. Starting off with my first prediction here, we have Sadie Sink. What are they going to do with Max in this upcoming season? Where we left her, Max was lying in a hospital bed on the brink of death after her encounter with Vecna. But is she going to be recovering this entire season? I think that would be really boring. It reminds me a lot of what they did to Laurie Strode in Halloween 2, where she's basically laying in a hospital bed the entire time, up until the 3rd act, where then she decides to fight Michael Myers. Then it gets a little exciting. It also reminds me of the time in Halloween Kills, where they did the exact same thing to Laurie Strode, laying in a hospital bed the entire movie, and she actually does nothing that time. Let's hope Stranger Things doesn't make the same mistake as that series. Now, we have seen a lot of shots from the upcoming season that makes it seem like that Max is not waking up anytime soon. We literally got this shot of Lucas carrying her down an elevator, likely after somebody is trying to attack them. I think this is going to be an Insidious situation, where Max's soul is still trapped in the Upside Down, where Max's body, however, is in the real world. That leads directly into my second point here, which is that I think that Holly Wheeler is going to be a major focus of Season 5. Many online have already speculated that the cryptic name of the second episode in Season 5 is definitely The Vanishing of Holly Wheeler. I 100% agree with that. I definitely think it's going to be Holly who is going to be a major focus of this season. Why? Because I think she's going to be leading the live-action Stranger Things spinoff. The Duffer Brothers may be moving over to Paramount, but they are still working on a few Netflix spinoff continuations to Stranger Things. One being an animated prequel that takes place in between seasons 2 and 3, and also a live-action spin-off series that they've already talked about throwing to some other directors that they'll likely serve as like a producer role on. But the big thing we know about this series is that they've said that they're done with the 80s. They want to move past the 80s. And what's past the 80s? 90s nostalgia, baby. It would make sense to focus on Holly, considering she's really young now. She's probably going to be a little older by the time we get to the 90s if we're following the same timeline. Our main cast of characters could be moving on to bigger and better things, moving on to college. Those of them who are still alive, of course, while Holly Wheeler is still stuck in the most cursed town in all of America, Hawkins, Indiana. That's what I'm guessing the spin-off series is going to be, and that's why I think Season 5 is going to have a little bit of lead into that. But if Holly is vanishing in episode 2, that likely means that she's going to be in the Upside Down, where I would guess Max likely is right now. So if Holly is vanishing in episode 2, that means she's likely in the Upside Down, where, if all of my predictions come true, Sadie Sink's Max also is. These two could team up in the Upside Down so that Holly could actually traverse that very treacherous landscape, and then maybe upon her exit, she finds a way to get Max back into her body. That would explain why the rest of Steve and the crew here are trying to get into the Upside Down. Maybe they're gonna rescue Holly here while also get Max back into her body simultaneously. Moving into prediction number 3 here, we have Hopper. What is going on with this fella this time around? How could we possibly beat out what was going on with him at the end of Season 3 through Season 4? That was all pretty awesome. Well, it looks like he's hunting something or somebody down, likely the scientists from Hawkins' lab. Not only do I think he's doing this in order to find Vecna and of course kill him, but I also think it's to build up Eleven's powers. One of the many clips that has been released from Stranger Things Season 4 is Eleven running around doing this crazy training montage, using her fire starter powers to explode things all over the place. I think this is the lead into the character this time around, who is pushing herself farther than ever in order to destroy Vecna once and for all. This also leads into point number 4, where I think that there is some sort of connection between Eleven and Vecna, something that has been set up since the very beginning of Season 4. Rumor has it that at the end of episode 4, which is the final episode that we're getting tonight, we're going to be getting some sort of cliffhanger. My guess is that Eleven and Vecna are so tied together together that if Vecna dies, maybe it will also kill 11 in the process. This could be how Vecna gets the upper hand at the end of Volume 1, maybe 11 getting some cold feet, being like, well, I don't know if I want to die. This is getting real speculative, but I think this could be setting up 11's death during the finale episode, taking down Vecna once and for all, but also herself in the process. Talking about another emotional death here with point number 5, we are definitely going to be focusing on Will and Vecna's relationship as well. I mean, literally the first 5 minutes that have already been revealed to us show us what was going on in the Upside Down during the events of season 1.
You are going to do such beautiful things together.
Vecna was there the whole time, putting weird little worm-like creatures into Will's mouth. Don't be surprised if Vecna's name is on a certain list being released. I think this is ultimately going to set up Will's death in the 4th episode, which is literally titled Sorcerer, which was kind of his role in the D&D campaign. I really think they're gonna kill off Will in episode 4. Now, the Duffer Brothers have said that one of the most violent deaths in the show's history is coming here in season 5. I think this could be it, but there's more to it than just a horrible death for one of the kids. The reason for this is I don't only think that Will die, but will be transformed into a monster just like Vecna. Now, since the ending of season 4, there has been a fan theory that Eddie Munson will come back as a villain in season 5. This would line up pretty perfectly with D&D lore revolving around Cass the Bloody-Handed, a character who started off as a good guy, was killed, and then became Vecna's right-hand man. I think the misdirection here is that this is going to happen with Will Byers in this final season. This is going to make it even harder to stop Vecna, I think, by the time we get to the finale, having to also take down a zombified Will in the process. I mean, imagine how brutal especially that's going to be for Jonathan and Joyce. If Stranger Things season 5 is going to do anything, it's going to try to top the emotional weight of season 4 that had me in tears in those last 2 episodes, man. How else would you do that by not only killing this character, turning them into a bad guy in the process, and then having to kill them again? My heart is broken into so many pieces, it's falling out of my asshole right now. Also, I have a little bit of a bonus prediction, which it's not a prediction, but it's just something I wish would happen in season 5. Bring back Argyle. Eduardo Franco brought such a really fun stoner energy to season 4 that I feel like season 5 is going to be missing out on.
Dude, this is pineapple. Try before you deny.
Sadly, I think we've seen the last of Argyle in this show, but man, would it make me really happy for him to come up in just like a little cameo appearance. Even if it's just 1 episode, it would be great to see something come from Surfer Boy Pizza once again here. I feel like he's part of the group now, man. The fact that he's not in this season kind of sucks. I know we're probably not going to California again, but maybe he gets so baked that he drives all the way to Hawkins, Indiana. Fingers crossed, baby. These are some pretty wild theories, and honestly, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm not just able to predict what's going on in season 5. I think that's kind of boring. So if you're watching this like 24 hours from now, and I'm totally wrong about everything, cool. Leave me a comment about how wrong I am. Are you guys excited for Stranger Things season 5? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.